It's PB and Z. It's chaos. And guess what? We're going to talk about the AFC East, our home division, because I'm from Boston. Paul's PB is from Boston, but he's in Florida now. So we got the whole East Coast covered now, right?
Yes, we do.
All right. So, hey, PB, let's go. Let's go Jets, Dolphins, Pats, Buffalo. And but believe it or not, that's how I see it finishing, last to first. Anyways,
Yeah,
start
I'm
with the
pretty much right.
Jets. Start with the Jets. By the way, the Jets. All right. So, so draft, right? They got this kid, Mason Taylor, tight end. They got Malaki Moore from Bama. That's a good pick. But the biggest question on this team is quarterback. They have Justin Fields backed up by Tyrod Taylor. And by the way, he's got great skill positions. He had Garrett Wilson, wide receiver, Brees Hall, running back. He's got a decent defense with Queen Williams, Jermaine Johnson, Byron Coward, Sauce Gardner. But it's still Justin Fields, an Ohio State quarterback. And we know how you and I feel about them, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So what do you
And don't
think?
write off Braylon Allen either. There's talk he could end up being the RB1 over Brees Hall there.
That's
Young
right.
kid,
That's right.
he's still only 21. He's in his second year. So um,
I mean, they
you
got a
know,
ton of skill, but is is Justin Fields the quarterback to quarterback that team? You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
And look
It's
at the
it's
schedule.
yeah, I look at the schedule, and that's where, despite the fact that they do draw the NFC South, so that's a little bit of a benefit,
Yep.
right? A weaker division. Um, and they don't have a last place schedule because New England has the last place schedule. So they
Right.
have a third
Right.
place schedule.
Yep.
So it puts in a few somewhat challenging games in there too. Um, I'm the under over in Vegas is 6.5 on this team. I try to find 7 wins and I can't do it. I just can't find 7 wins. And not only can I not find 7 wins, I had trouble finding any wins. I mean, I gave him four. I got him at 4-13 because it is the Jets. But I do agree with you that there's some talent there, and if Justin Fields can turn things around, their defense plays well, they run the ball well, they're coached well, they don't get penalized. If they can squeak out some games here and there, but I can't see him getting the 7 wins. I think this is an easy under bet. I'm going 4-13.
Ooh, wow. I mean, I at least got them going 5-12, but I'm with you. I don't see it. Here's what I got. Pittsburgh week one loss, Buffalo week two loss, Tampa Bay week three loss, at Miami. Tampa Bay was an away game too. At Miami week four loss, week five down. They're going to be in week six Denver. They're going to be 0-6 in my opinion out of the gate.
They could be.
I forget who they have in seven. I think I got that as a win. But then they get Cincy. Then they're going to go to the Pats, which they're not going to win. Now after what Brady said during his ceremony, throwing beers on so the Jets fans.
Yep.
They got Baltimore week 12. This team, and then
On the road.
to your point, Atlanta's week 13, which you never know how that goes. Then they follow with Miami again. At Jacksonville, at the Saints. Pats come back on week 17 at New York. That doesn't bother them. And then week 18, Buffalo. I can't even believe I'm going 5-12, but because there is talent at key positions, if Justin Fields can just figure that out, they could win 5 games. But you know what? I'm with you that 4-13 is more realistic, I think.
All right. Are you switching it? You're going to go to 4-13?
No, I'll stick with 5-12 because
All right.
I believe talent wins games at the end of the day, and Justin Fields has talent around him, so I think they could win some games. But
All right.
4-13, you know what, PB? And now that I just recapped that, 3 wins might even be more probable at this point in time. But I'm not going to go that far south yet.
All right.
All right, speaking of going south, let's go to your new hometown team, who I am very concerned with at this point in time, the Miami Dolphins. By the way, the running back right now in Vegas says Mike McDaniel gets fired by the 8th game. What do you think?
I mean, I don't see this team showing up like they should be. And
There's a history of
and,
firing guys
and
mid-season.
and they don't have they haven't been able to get into the playoffs. They get into the playoffs, they one and done. This team hasn't won a playoff game, I think, in just about as long of a time as anybody in the NFL. Um, so they're not going to put up with not at least being there. And I think they tried to do that the first year they got Tyreke Hill and kind of started building around their offense. They had an explosive offense there for a bit. And then you have the situation
Kind of
with
do.
Tua.
They still kind of do, right? If
They
provided
still right.
Tyreek wants to play.
Yeah, yeah. And I really like Achan. He had a great, year last year. I think he can continue that. And
By the
this
way,
kid,
Ollie Gordon, who's on the third in the depth chart, that kid can run the ball. So they got a decent backfield.
yeah, yeah. Jalen Wright. I mean, Jalen Wright could very well be an RB1 on some
Yeah,
other
yeah.
teams too. So um, I do like their offense. Their defense, we'll see. They traded away, obviously, Ramsey. That might impact their defense a little bit. But, at the end of the day, this
Maybe
team's
I'm
under
going to say this
Oven.
to you. I'm going to say this to you. Their defense will go as far as Micah Fitzpatrick's health. End of story.
Okay.
He's the quarterback back there.
Yep. Yeah, and that's who they got in the
New
trade
acquired
for.
for Jalen Ramsey, right? New acquired from
Yeah,
Pittsburgh, right?
Ramsey and Johnny Smith, their tight end. That's the other thing too. They don't really have an actual. They're hoping to bring Darren Waller back from retirement, but this team doesn't have a tight end really either. I know. So, the Vegas over under on this team, believe it or not, is only 7.5. So
Honestly,
Vegas is
I
not.
see that. I do see that. Yes.
Yeah, so Vegas is expecting this team to go 7-10, really, maybe 8-9. I got them a tick over that. I think they're going to turn things around a little bit. I think Tyreke Hill will have a little bit of a resurgence as well. I got him at 9-8. That's wishful thinking, but that's where I have him.
I got them losing at Buffalo. Obviously, they're going to lose the Baltimore game. They're gonna lose. I got them split with the Jets. I hate to say it, but they're split with the Jets. They lose at Pittsburgh. They split with the Pats. And then they get swept by Baltimore. They're going to lose Washington. They're going to lose Cincinnati. There's your 9-8.
All right, so you got him at 9-8 as well. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. But they get some the questionable games off. Week 1 at Indy. I mean, they should win that game, but that's at Indy. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. Week 2, they go up to Foxborough. That's a loss, in my opinion. Oh no,
No,
it's
no,
at home.
week
It's at
two's
home.
here.
Yeah. It's at home.
Yeah.
Sorry. So they win that because they usually do against the pass, anyways. They got Chargers in week 6, but that's a 1 o'clock game. You know how I hate West Coast teams playing at 1 o'clock. They got Atlanta in week 8. They got Washington in week 11. That's a loss. They got Cincy week 16. That's a loss. Tampa week 17. That's a toss-up game. They're 9-8 or 8-9 if they don't win that game, in my opinion.
All right. Okay. All right. So
Okay.
we're both sticking with 9-8.
Yeah, I'm going to go
Moving on to the
9-8.
Pats.
All right, let's go to the Pats. By the way, this roster, I know people say, it didn't really improve. It got much better. And if you get Mike Vrabel as a coach, which you and I thought should have been the coach a year and a half ago, is a big, big, big improvement. And by the
Sure.
way, their draft, Will Campbell stored up well in the first preseason game. Trayvon Henderson is all of a sudden what the number. He in fantasy. Trayvon Henderson all of a sudden is in the top 15, if I'm not mistaken. Correct?
I don't know if he's that high, but he's getting a lot of he's getting a lot of
ESPN's.
points.
I'm pretty sure I
Yeah.
saw on ESPN's he's top 15 right now. Which
Wow.
wow, Kyle Williams, we'll see. The guy that has to perform is Drake Maye. And he's looked well, but he's got a turnover problem. If he doesn't fix the turnovers, this team's in trouble. He's got to fix the turnover problem. The other guy is Stephon Diggs. I've never been a Stephon Diggs fan. Now I have to be a fan of him. I'm not sure. I still love DeMario Douglas better, but we'll see what happens. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, and I do have high hopes for Kyle Williams as well. The rookie receiver they picked up out of
Oh, by the way,
Washington.
a big offseason signing, in my opinion, only because I watched him at BC for a couple of years. Harold Landry's coming in, playing that edge position. I love that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, and when I just said Eastern Washington, I actually was in my head. I was thinking of Efton Chisholm. Let's not put him to bed just yet as a potential breakout. A la Julian Edelman type of guy. I don't know.
Totally agree.
Yeah. So he's looked great in camp. So Maye's got some weapons offensively. I think this team can definitely turn around. They put a lot of stock in their offseason on defense. I think this team can definitely win some football games this year. Last year, they only won four, I think it was, right? And their under over in Vegas is 8.5. So Vegas is expecting this team to improve considerably. I have them same record as the Dolphins. I have them at 9-8. I think getting up into that 10-11 win range for the Patriots this year is a little bit of a jump. I might be making that prediction next year for the Patriots, but this year I'm trying to be conservative and be realistic with it. And you look at their swing games that they have are all winnable because they have that last place schedule. That means
Yes,
they get
yes.
to play Vegas in the West. They get to play Tennessee in the South, and they get the Giants in the AFC East, which is the swing division that they're playing this year. So those three swing games right there will help them get to that 9 win point. Could they win 10? Yeah, I don't think they can win 11, but they could win 10. But I'm going to be conservative to have them at 9-8.
Hey, I've got them at 10. You know why? Here's the games they lose. They're going to lose the game at the beginning of the year at Miami. They're going to lose at Buffalo. They're going to lose at Cincinnati. They're going to lose at Baltimore. Those are no brainers, right? After that, the swing games for me are Pittsburgh week 3. I got them winning that. Week 6 at New Orleans. I'm not convinced New Orleans could beat this team, so I got them winning that game. Week 9, Atlanta. I'm not so sure, so I got them winning that game. Week 10 at Tampa. I'll give Baker Mayfield his dues. They win. Tampa beats them. I don't see. We already talked about Giants sucking, so they're not going to lose to the Giants in Week 13.
Yeah.
They probably get swept by Buffalo. So Week 15 they play Buffalo at home. They probably lose that game, but that's a differentiator.
Yeah.
They play the Jets in Week 17. They always I'm Jets. I'm not so sure. And then week 18 is Miami. So in my opinion, because they have a great schedule and even the games that are toss-ups are at home, this team
Mhm.
could easily be 10-7.
Okay. And by the way, when I say swing games, I don't mean swing games where they could go either way, winning or losing. I'm talking about the games they play out of their division, out of their the match teams that they
Yep.
get that
Yep.
last place schedule is what I meant
Yep.
by that.
Yep.
So I think they win all three of them. I think they can beat Vegas at home. I think they win at Tennessee, and I think they beat the Giants at home. So those three games are key. If they win those three, yes, they can maybe get to 10-7. I'm pushing it. I'm going to stick to 9-8. So we're off a little bit there, but 8.5's the
And
over.
before I
So
looked at
go
the
over.
schedule, I mean, initially I said, "Oh, this team has enough talent to be 9-8." Then I went through the schedule, and I'm like, they get a lot of favorable matchups. I was
They do.
surprised by how many favorable matchups.
They
So,
do. Well, the bottom line is take the over because they're 8.5. So
oh yes, yeah, for sure. All right, let's go with the Bills because this one is going to be interesting. I know everybody is high on the Bills, but PB, as I went through their roster and their draft and everything, I'm a little concerned by this team. I mean, the number one wide receiver right now is Keon Coleman. That's the kid from Florida State 2 years ago, correct?
yep, it'll be a second
And
year
then,
this
and
year.
then they
Yeah.
got Shakur. Or is that how you say his name? Shakur?
Shakir,
Shakir.
Shakir.
So man, I don't know if they upgrade the wide receiver room. I love their tight ends though. Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox are awesome. James Cook just signed today. We just saw that. Ray Davis. A lot of people, including the ESPN fantasy guys, are high on this kid. So I guess I have to be on high on him as well. Defense, they've lost Von Miller. So I'm not so sure. The big thing is, can Milano stay healthy on that defense? That's the key right now.
Yeah, yeah, they are a juggernaut. I think it's all goes through Josh Allen. I mean, he can do whatever with that team. He's kind of like
It's like
magic
we
with them.
talked about with Lamar Jackson. These two guys have to show they can do something in the postseason, right?
Right, but it's going to come down to the postseason, and it's going to become down. It's championship or bust. I mean, it's get to a Super Bowl, if not win a Super Bowl or bust for this team. I think they steamroll through the regular season, as they usually do. Their under over is 12.5. It's the highest under over in Vegas right now. So you got to hope they win 13 wins if you take that over. And guess what? I have them at 13-4. So if I had to bet it, I'd take the over, but that's a high number. But I'm going 13-4 safely.
Maybe I got to tell you something. I'm a little bit over that.
Wow.
And as I look at, so when we do this, I do two columns. I got loss, definite, and toss up, which I'm not sure about yet, right? So my loss column, I have one. Week 1, Baltimore. I got them losing that game. After that, everything's a toss up. Miami, Atlanta week, which is week 3, Miami. Atlanta week 6. KC home week 9 at Miami because Miami's, if they play well, they could beat Buffalo.
Right.
Week 10. Tampa week 11, which is up in Buffalo, but still the weather won't be that bad yet.
Right.
12 at Houston, because Houston, who knows, right? If they play up to they did 2 years ago. Cincy week 14, but it's at Buffalo. Week 15 at New England, which hopefully New England can split. And then 17 at Philadelphia. I got this team 14-3, believe it or not.
Okay. So we're both pretty high on them.
Yeah.
Um,
If they had a better wide receiver room, I'd probably be 15-2.
all right. Okay.
All right,
All
man.
right. Well,
There
there
we
we go.
go.
Buffalo clearly wins the division.
Yeah, by far. All right, brother. So
All right.
we'll talk a little
So-
college football next time, right?
Yeah, the sun's setting on me here. So,
All right, man. I'll talk to you.
see ya. Bye.